Right, so here we go. Where are we? Welcome to the end of week 4. It was an interesting experience, right? Basically, so looking at a deload week, yeah. So the first 3 weeks were increasing load, doing more distance, and as part of improving, we have to also recover. So this week was a active recovery, deload. So basically, it wasn't when we talk about when we when I talk about deload is we're still going out. Yeah, we're still. It's 60% of the ceiling test, and just trying to recover um, from the previous sessions. Yeah, uh, but there was a problem. The problem was that I was actually under fueling this whole time. So the first 3 weeks, my body was basically compensating for not having enough energy given to it, energy in the form of food, right? Um, Adrenaline and cortisol are wonderful hormones that the body's got because it keeps pushing even though there's a debt, right? Um, my weight. So each Sunday, I weigh myself just to make sure that there's no real problems. Last Sunday, after well, it was the end of week 3. It was after the fatigue resistance test. Yeah. Um, so my weight was pretty flat for the first couple of weeks, and then after that test, I weighed myself on Sunday and I dropped 2 kilos. So 2 kilos for that week. And I mean, when I look back at how the week went, how week 3 went, it was rough. The days were difficult, right? Um, Struggling, yeah, taking breaks during the day, whereas previously I was just constantly riding, um, drinking more coffee, trying to get me through the working day, right? Um, so as the intensity decreased, right, so dropped down to 60%. This is when your body has enough time to actually figure out what the fuck's going on, and I totally crashed. Wednesday, I mean Monday and Tuesday were a bit difficult, yeah, but Wednesday, my body had enough of being abused, and actually woke up, felt like I'd been drinking all night, totally hungover, um, feeling like shit. Thursday was also feeling weak, feeling drained, and this is the thing about this whole experience, is a bit of an experiment, right? Um, because there are no rules, there's no guidelines to say this is how you should operate when you're being a courier, right? It's just finding out as I go along, finding out or making it up as I go along. um, the only really help that I've had is coming from Google. Google's brilliant. Chat GPT as well. AI is the future. I'm telling you. Well, before I start praising it, let's see how the results are. So, although I was eating the right foods, it wasn't enough. Okay. Um, what is the difference between just riding and doing courier work? Okay. Um, when you're a courier, you don't just jump on the bike and start riding, and then that's your day. You're constantly starting and stopping, picking up loads, dealing with issues at pick up or drop off, getting hold of the customer. Maybe the package is too big or something like this, or like sorting out your bag, carrying the load. There's navigation. How do you get from A to B when you've got other jobs going on as well? I think I've talked about this before as well. Dealing with the live environment, cars, pedestrians, stuff like this. All of this increases the energy demand put on your body, right? Not just physical, it's mental as well. Okay, so from the research that I've been doing this week, nutrition isn't definitive, right? It's kind of like a guesswork in the way that it's not like if you eat this you're able to do that. Okay, there's a lot of variables involved. Not just how many calories your body needs during the day, how much you need to increase that when you're doing exercise. What do you need for recovery? The cost as well, like I said, doing courier work is that there's extra energy that your body needs, right? So this is very much what I'm finding is what works for me, and I can definitely say that what was my previous diet, what is my previous diet, wasn't working. It wasn't enough. Okay, so there's two things that I can control, right? What I eat for breakfast, what I eat for dinner. When I'm out, it's difficult, right? Because there's so many things going on. It's hard to keep a track on the time, to make sure you're eating or consuming something. Even drinking water is hard enough, yeah, because you're running from one thing to the other. And as I've just proven, your body takes a lot of shit, but it doesn't last for long, right? It doesn't keep doing it indefinitely. You create a debt, and sooner or later, your body collects on that debt. If you haven't got enough in the bank, then yeah, you're not you're not going anywhere. So increasing breakfast, keeping the same plan of trying to consume as much as I can when I'm out, having a recovery meal when I come back, and increasing dinner. This is going to be the plan, right? Weighed myself this morning, and I've increased by 1 kilo this week. So yeah, things are good. More importantly, I'm feeling a lot better, feeling clear in my mind, strong, ready to go. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to find out whether this is working or not. Week 5 and 6 are load weeks, and then 7 is another deload, right? So that's going to be the real tell as to whether this is working, whether this increase is enough, right? Because will I crash? I don't know. Am I going to be feeling fine? I don't know. Will I need more? I don't know. This is the unknown exploration. So back to what happens. So yeah, as far as the week goes, it was a bit of a mess. But the thing is most importantly, had to do a threshold test. on Friday, so on the indoor trainer. Doing it slightly different this time. I felt like recording while I was doing was didn't really benefit didn't benefit anything. Felt like I was almost making some kind of dodgy porn movie or something. But anyway, so I've already done the um, the threshold test on Friday. Today's Sunday, right? Um, what is the test? So it's a 20-minute ride, yeah. But you're basically pushing a high power output for 20 minutes, consistent. Um, Looking at keeping a good cadence for the whole time. The values are going to be different for everyone, right? For me, looking at 240, 260 watts for the 20 minutes with a 90 RPM, right? Interestingly enough, that was the same figure that killed me on the when I done the fatigue resistance test. As soon as I jumped up to like 250, 4 minutes, and then I was done. So yeah, so this test is 20-minute output. It was off the back of working on the Friday, but at a less level. But it's the two tests, although I'm focusing on the output, that they are completely different. Yeah. So what are we measuring? We're looking at the heart rate during a threshold test, right? To see where the improvements are. Basically, can you put out the same power output at a lower heart rate, or can you put out more power at the same heart rate? They're the key things. So the test that I done on Friday, we're going to compare it to one that I done on the 5th of November, just to see what kind of improvements I've made. We're talking about six week time frame. Yeah, we'll see what improvements have come of it. And yeah, like I said, there's no snuff movie to watch this time. I'm going to do it different. There's some graphs that I'm going to put on here for real analysis. Yeah, professional.
Right, so here we go. First of all, looking at the blue line is for November. The orange line is the one on Friday, right? December. Um, so they're both hovering around the same power output. Uh, the blue one is there's a few like kind of like peaks and troughs, yeah, going up, going down, quite a lot of the time. And then they almost it gets halfway and then they're almost exactly the same, right? Um, and then the one I totally stopped before the 20 minutes on the one in November. Fucking hell. Um, but yeah, that's the power against time. So the heart rate. So same colours for the dates. So the orange line, so the one on Friday, slightly higher than it was in November. And the summary, right? So we've got the average power, slightly higher average power in December than it was in November, but also slightly higher average heart rate. But then this power standard deviation, yeah, this is the interesting bit, because in November, this is what I was talking about, the peaks and troughs, right? There's a larger standard deviation in November than there was in December. So holding the power is getting more consistent. Yeah, not having to push and then recover, push, recover. It's getting a bit more flatter in December than it was in November, right? So that's going to be the big takeaway. Have I improved? Yes, not in the way I was expecting, but just being able to hold it a bit better. That's the takeaway.
Right, so there we go. Some nice, pretty graphs and stuff to look at. Um, Reminds me of my previous job, actually, doing presentations like that. But yeah, good, interesting data to take. And it's going to be better as the time goes on. There's going to be going to take more analysis like that, right? So there we go. So that's the end of week 4. So week 5 starts tomorrow. 85%, and yeah, feeling good. Feeling good. It is Christmas, but still got to go out. That's it. So it's going to be interesting to see if I get any jobs. Christmas Day, maybe Boxing Day will be a bit better. I don't know. It's still a bank holiday, isn't it? But anyway, this is what it's going to be. So looking forward to it. Yeah, got some energy, feeling good. Let's go.